All right, guys, so I'm pretty excited about this one. Here we have a 2023 Lucid Air Pure. This one comes in stellar white, and then we have that core Mojave premium interior. So it's like an $800 option. We get the Alcantara headliner. That's the big option here. But dual motor setup here gives us all-wheel drive. I think that's a $4,500 option. So we're just gonna see how this one's spec'd, and I'm kind of just gonna go over what I see here because this is one of the newer models, so I don't know too much about it, but I know we get LED headlamps up front here because I've seen these on the road and they look spectacular. They just look so futuristic, and Lucid did a great job with just designing this vehicle inside and out. These are going to be the 19-inch aero wheels here, so I actually like the look on this, especially in this stellar white. These wheels really go with this car. This is a beautiful, beautiful spec here. And there are charge ports right here. And then to open that, I'm gonna try and do it from the inside. I guess you can't open it from the outside. So I legit just saw this and wanted to review it as soon as possible before it's sold. And a huge shout out to Auto Collection of Murfreesboro for allowing me to do that. We have one-touch automatic up and down windows, all 4 doors. That's how you actually open the door, by pulling that like a trigger. That's pretty neat. And then I like the storage pocket there, but the door panel just looks so futuristic. Again, you kind of have this carpet here and then kind of faux leather going on here. It just looks very neat. And then here's our power driver's seat. 4-way power lumbar support, all the controls are there. You have more controls within the screen. I'll show you that in a little bit. But this is the Pure Luxe interior, so this is like a leather alternative. But I mean, it feels so great. I can't really tell the difference. But I mean, just a super neat car. I don't know why I just said super like that. But anyways, I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. And I have not checked out this leg room, so we're gonna all be surprised here. But I have that seat again up front adjusted for me, being 6'3". And this is insane, the amount of room you get back here. And just how they made the roof, especially with this one not having the sunroof, you get so much space. Like, I feel like I'm in the back of a Maybach or something. This feels more roomy than a Maybach to me. Now the seats are, I don't want to say they're bulky, but just, my knees aren't touching the back, but there's only about an inch or so just for how it curves up right there to my kneecap. But I mean, again, that's not a problem because they're not touching. Seat back pockets are on both sides. Love this here. Again, I have not seen one of these in person, so I'm just walking back here just off the cusp. And rear AC vents are here, but this is neat how you can adjust the temperature, fan speed, set the auto, and then also just your seats in general. And then you can heat them either from the screen or from the buttons on the side. And it's crazy you get a middle heated seat. You don't see that a lot, so that's pretty cool. And then a little storage cubby there. Well, a pretty big storage cubby there. And then what's also neat is you have USB-C chargers integrated below the handle, so wow. There's doing a lot of cool stuff here, Lucid is, with this Air in particular. Grab handles there, and then soft touch lighting there. Now this does have the $4,000 option for the Surreal Pro or Surreal Audio Pro, whatever it's called. I'll give my thoughts on that when we get back to the front, because I did test it out. And this seat folds down. Bottle holders are here. And then, yeah, we have an additional storage cubby. It's a pretty decent size right there. And then we do have a little trunk run through there if you want to run things through the front without having to fold the whole seat down. But let's go ahead and make our way towards the back. So I'll actually show you the key fob while I'm back here. And a big shout out to Auto Collection of Murfreesboro for letting me review this car. I'm just so excited about it. Now, to open the trunk, you hold something. I'm probably not doing this right, but wait, is that it? Anyway, you're supposed to click it to lock it, click it twice to unlock it, and then hold it to open the trunk. But I don't know if it's because the other key's in there, but I'm just gonna go ahead and open the trunk. And then here, they just did such a great job with just integrating the lights into the actual trunk here, we have all this additional space. And this is great because you can fit your charger in its own little cubby there, nice and deep down there. And then we do have storage underneath here. Storage there with a 12-volt power outlet. And just the carpeting back here just feels so premium. It really does. There's that. And we're gonna go ahead and pull this latch to show how that seat folds. And then our tailgate is power, so that's nice. Lift gate, I don't know why I always say the wrong thing at the wrong time. But to the back seat area, when that is folded down, folds pretty flat. You can run longer objects through with all this awesome rear seat space you have here. And then you got to give it a push near the end to lock that back in. But bottom anchors for car seats are down there, and then the top tethers are up here. Again, this is just super fun, but I see a lot of stuff similar to Tesla, like having the key cards, and I'll show you those in a minute, but just having the lens there to scan your card to get in. Typical Silicon Valley, I guess. I'm assuming that's where this car was made, but I'm gonna open this glove box so that we can see the window sticker. I'm so glad that it's in here because it's just neat to see cars like these that are just coming out, kind of what goes into them. But there's a sticker. You can pause anywhere you need to take a closer look. But here are the options here, and it's crazy how the Pure, I think the base price is $87,400, and this one with options got up to $109,350. And the big thing being that Dream Drive Pro, so that was a $10,000 option. That Core Mojave Premium was, I think, $800, and then the Surreal Sound Pro being $4,000, and then the dual motor all-wheel drive with the semi-active dampers, $5,500. So just interesting. Now I will say where this thing does shine is you do get that range of 410 miles on a single charge, which is pretty impressive compared to some other vehicles out here. Oh, I forgot to pop the frunk, so I'm gonna do that. Now with everything being on the screen, it can be difficult to kind of find everything and know where everything goes. But if you're used to Teslas and whatnot, this is not gonna be a big learning curve for you. But there's the frunk, space is there. Favorite thing about this is you can lift up here and it kind of folds, and you have all that additional storage, just tons of space in here. And then if you ever get locked in, you can just hit that button. I don't know why you would, but you never know. Now, it is kind of a hassle to get that back in there, but no big deal. I wonder if that'll actually close it. Nope. Okay. So it does, you can kind of shut it, and then the hydraulics take over to close it all the way, which is pretty cool. I mean, just such a sleek looking vehicle. When you see these on the road, you're like, man, what is that? But we're gonna hop in the driver's seat. And it's just so quiet in here with this being an EV and just how well insulated this car is. That's just a funny sound. I feel like that's not all the horn, but yeah, that's wild. So leather wrap steering wheel here. And I mean, just feels nice and thick, great padding there. But to the screen here, this is kind of your home screen, which I love how they have this set up because you just have your drive modes at the ready, nice and big. Down here you have your door lock controls, lock, unlock, open the trunk, open the frunk, and then you can power fold your mirrors, adjust the power mirrors there, and then also adjust the steering wheel so you can tilt and telescope that using power, save it to your profile, etc. And then here, hit this trip button, and you can pull up your trip meters, and then we're in the settings, so you can just click there to get to this, but vehicle settings there, safety and security, Dream Drive, you can adjust all of that. And then your displays, units, you can change everything there. It's so simple, but it's just so fantastic at the same time. So audio here, go to equalize, you can set your bass, mid, treble, and then you go back and you can actually adjust your volume. Now, one thing I will say is it's weird when I have the audio all the way down. I mean, all the way down. I can still hear the radio a little bit. when I'm at XM. So it's not actually off when you turn it all the way down. You can still hear it just a tad, which I just thought that was weird. But so I had to take it to Bluetooth with no audio hooked up to actually hear silence. So that's everything there, updates and whatnot. So here you can open your charge port, door locks, you have electronic child locks, electronic window locks, and your seat here, you can adjust the height, position, all of that. I like that you can adjust a lot of things in the screen that you can also adjust with controls on the side for those who don't necessarily want to do all of that here. And then you have different themes that you can change there. And then you can see, you can start preconditioning for a charger, open the charge port, set the charge limit, etc. And then here we have the audio, so we can go through AM, FM, Bluetooth, XM, Spotify. And then in this screen, we do have the navigation for the most part, and then the audio there, along with your Bluetooth phone. So this is a 34-inch screen, I believe. So that kind of goes, like in the Cadillacs, you go side to side there. But I'm so glad we have a traditional gauge cluster here that's nice and big. And then we have the controls over here for the defrosters. You have a de-icer, the headlamps, and then your auto lights. It all makes sense. Again, it's just nice and in your face. And then just having the auto wipers there, or you can just adjust those there as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and pop the charge port. But while we're looking at the side mirrors there, blind spot monitors are there, there's a side camera there. Let me see if we can get in here. Okay, so that's what it does. So we do have the charge port there. You kind of have the light showing the battery life, DC fast charging. I don't know the actual numbers on this. I'll try to leave in the description below because again, I just kind of saw this and just got right on it without being 100% prepared. But let's pull up the backup camera. So you have the 360 camera there, backups there, front cameras here, and then when you're kind of at a slow speed or stop, you still have the camera angles there, and you can kind of click one and get a different 3D view there. And then you have auto parking capability as well. But what's neat is you have your climate controls here to adjust your fan speed as well as your temperature for either side. And then you have a nice big volume knob here, up or down there. And then when you pull that up, you can basically hit this fan icon here. You get all of your controls, kind of like in the Porsches, how they have everything set up down below here. And you can kind of heat your seats, 3 stages. Heated steering wheel toggle is here. And then you can decide for either side, fan direction as well as fan speed, which is fantastic. And then for the rear there, you have that, as well as the three-stage heated seats, excuse me. And you can also set your cabin to maintain a certain temperature. When you get out, let's say you're getting out to go get coffee or whatever, you don't want the car to go off, you can do that. So just super, super neat. And then to fold that screen up, just pull up there a little bit, or sorry, tap there, hold it, and then that goes that way. And then to get it down, you just hold right there. But there's the storage compartment behind there, which is pretty big. Then you have your bottle holders here, a wireless charging pad over here, storage for a second phone, and then a USB-C and USB-A charge port to charge the phone that you have sitting over there if you need to. And then you can also close all this off. More storage there. So just an extremely practical car, in my opinion. I'm gonna take one more look at that Alcantara headliner. That is nice. Hazards are here. You can toggle those lights here, LED of course. And then windshield wiper controls for the intermittent wipe. You can just wipe one time or click all the way in and it'll wipe with the fluid. Blinkers here. You got the camera on the side, like in the Hyundais, Kias. At least that's what I equated to. And then for the shifter, pull it down for drive, tap up for neutral, hold, and then pull all the way up for reverse, press P for park. And you can adjust volume here, and I'm assuming with a cruise on, you can adjust your speed here. So we'll test that out on the drive, and then you can adjust that gap there. And you have graphics right there in the middle when all that's on. And then when it's set, you can cancel right there. But I mean, for the most part, that's pretty much it. Tried to touch on everything that I could. I mean, these are relatively new again, and they are Very, very futuristic. Now, last thing, Surreal Drive Pro, or not Surreal Drive Pro, the Surreal audio system is, for $4,000, I would have rather just put in aftermarket speakers. Wasn't that great to me. It sounds good, but it's not like Burmester quality in my opinion, but that's just me. But after all that being said, let's go ahead and take this Lucid Air Pure out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Lucid Air Pure, a very, very nice car. I can say that without a shadow of a doubt. Just the ride is great. I have it in the smooth mode now. And then one thing I didn't mention is if you want to go ahead and change the regenerative braking, hit the settings down there, go to drive settings, and you can set that regen from standard to high. And you can also set your stop mode as well if you want to have a creep on there as opposed to just holding the brake. And then you also have stability control, which is pretty neat. And I like the acceleration feel, like just the overall pedal feel when you give this thing throttle. It doesn't necessarily launch you in the smooth mode. It just feels very natural, like you're in a Mercedes or something. So I have the vehicle set to Swift mode now, and it's crazy. The smooth mode really did feel like almost, dare I say it, almost like the Mercedes-Benz EQS, just with how much of a difference is made between everything from the pedal feel, braking, accelerating, the ride quality. Everything just feels like almost a Maybach. It's so impressive. And then you get into the Swift mode and it feels like it still rides smooth, but you could just feel the pedals a bit more easy to get going, if that makes sense. I can't wait to put this. I'm putting it in the Swift Sprint mode now, and we're gonna take it on the interstate. I can't wait. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm sorry for that. Goodness gracious, that is crazy. That is absolutely nuts. I mean, this is the Pure. This is like the bottom of the barrel for Lucid. Oh my gosh. I mean, I am so impressed by this thing. I'm trying to get okay, the cruise wasn't on, or no, it is. I'm gonna try and test out this cruise here. If I can get it to come on. Okay, so you have to click the button to get the cruise activated, and then you adjust the speed. So that's kind of weird, but okay. I'm trying to get it to do something. Okay, gotta press it long to activate the highway assist. Ah, okay. So now I guess this is the Dream Drive Pro or whatever, but it's kind of just, it's a little, I feel like it's not necessarily staying in a straight line. I mean, it's doing what it's supposed to do. Maybe it just kind of had to get going, but every so often it'll do something funny. But I mean, it's lane centering with the adaptive cruise. So very, very nice. Just a very impressive add-on here. I'm gonna try and get off on my exit. And the crazy thing is, in the smooth mode, you don't feel, honestly, even in the sprint mode, you don't feel like you're going as fast as you are. And it's just, it is absolutely wild how fast this thing is. And again, this isn't the Dream Edition, this isn't the Sapphire, but this is just the Pure. It has a dual motor setup, and it's still insanely quick. Just, my gosh. I'm gonna take it back on the interstate and try to give it another pull. I'm gonna put into the sprint mode again, and we're gonna see if this thing will actually go. Oh my gosh. Just insanely quick, insane. I mean, that is freaking stupid. That is freaking stupid. I'm gonna have to make sure I blur out the speedometer because, oh my gosh. Oh my freaking goodness, this thing is so nasty. Now to test out the Dream Drive again, whatever these, I get, sorry, I don't know the names, all this stuff, whatever that stuff is called, but this is absolutely, I want this car. And when they first came out, I was like, the Pure is not really enough, this, that, and the other. But this is what I want in a vehicle. I want something that's just stupid quick, not necessarily the top of the line car, but I'm not paying top of the line money either. You can get this for 90 grand. I don't need the Alcantara headliner. I'd like to have the driving system, the dual motor setup and all of that. But I mean, honestly, like I said, the sound system I wouldn't necessarily do. But just for the performance, you know what? Just for the performance alone, I would get one of these. It is absolutely what I expected it to be and more. It's a very, like, you put it in a smooth mode, this thing just rides so well. And honestly, now that I'm driving it, the driver assist system it's not the best. It gets a little bit wonky, like just driving on the highway. It'll start going in and out of lanes. It's not like on it, but I mean, whatever, right? You get the range, and that's one thing I forgot to mention on the navigation system. With the range here, you can actually see on the map when you pull up the navigation how far you can take your car, and it has like a little blue, whatever the thing is called, like just an area map, if you will. I wish I could pull it up, but anyways, I mean, it's what I want in terms of a vehicle. From the looks, the interior, the infotainment system, everything is spot on, just absolutely spot on. I mean, my gosh, this thing is just an incredible car. Incredible. I can't even imagine driving one of the upper trim levels. This is the Pure again, and it's just freaking nasty. Now, for the price point of one of these, especially now, I feel like EVs have started to tank a lot more than regular cars. So this is really just a performance bargain as it is. I wish the battery warranty was a bit better, but I mean, keep this until it's 99,999 miles on it and then go get rid of it if you want to. But I mean, just, you'll have smiles the whole time you're driving this, whether you're just trying to be luxurious, riding around the smooth mode, or if you're trying to drag race people in the sprint mode. I mean, it's just the best of both worlds. And I'm just like a kid in a candy store right now because I was expecting great things and I got just absolutely spectacular all the way around. Everything in this thing just feels like what a Tesla should be, like what a Tesla Model S should be. That's what it feels like in here. This feels luxurious while still being sporty. It feels futuristic while also feeling luxurious, just in how the interior is set up, just the feel of the seats, the feel of the steering wheel, the stitching, everything feels like it should. I'm just so impressed with this car. Now again, just riding around town in the smooth mode feels great. I could legit drive this car all day and talk about it all day because nothing here has screamed out to me to complain about. And I'm trying to be objective here. And I just can't think of anything other than like the driving system, the, you know, how the self-driving, the semi-autonomous system set up. That could use some work, I think, just from what I'm used to in a Tesla, what I'm used to in even a GM vehicle with Super Cruise or Blue Cruise from Ford. but that's just a small sliver of what you're looking for in a vehicle, I think, just for the average consumer. I mean, you still get a pretty good driving car when you're on the highway with all the safety features set up. So it's not even anything to really complain about unless you're just being picky, which I am. But everything else is so great. Just give me regular cruise control and I'll take everything else. I mean, my gosh, it's a great car. So to end it all, I mean, I love this car. That's pretty obvious. Drive one for yourself, you'll be impressed. Unless you're an EV hater, and even if you are, you'll still be impressed. But this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2023 Lucid Air in the Pure trim level.